27 years ago, muscle mogul Joe Weider created the Mr. Olympia contest as the ultimate level of competition. Here, national bodybuilding champions from around the world would compete against one another for cash prizes and the title that soon became the most coveted in bodybuilding, Mr. Olympia. The first to win the title was Larry Scott in 1965. The blonde California muscle man used his 20-inch arms to claim 2 consecutive Mr. Olympia victories. The next Mr. Olympia was ex-Olympic weightlifter and Cuban expatriate Sergio Oliva. Dubbed the Myth because of his shocking size, he went on to dominate the event for 3 years. So feared was Oliva that in 1968 he won unopposed. Not a man was brave enough to compete against him. The Mr. Olympia contest changed forever with the arrival of the Austrian oak Arnold Schwarzenegger. Beginning his reign in 1970, Schwarzenegger made himself and the Mr. Olympia title household names over the next 6 years. After winning an unprecedented 6 consecutive titles, Schwarzenegger retired from competition in 1975. I'll be back. And that he was, as Schwarzenegger staged a surprise comeback at the 1980 contest to re-emerge with an unbelievable 7th Mr. Olympia title. The year 1976 saw Arnold's best friend, the Sardinian Franco Colombo, finally grab the title after 5 years of trying. With his legendary strength, Franco showed the world that bodybuilders' muscles were as powerful as they looked, and that a shorter bodybuilder could reign supreme. A comeback in 1981 saw him snare a 2nd Sandow Trophy. In the next 3 years, bodybuilding took a different direction, steering away from just size to the symmetrical Frank Zane, who managed to beat athletes with far more muscle mass. Chris Dickerson, who had been runner-up in the previous 2 years, won in 1982. With calves widely held to be the best ever seen on a contest stage, Dickerson announced the retirement of a bodybuilding career that encompassed 15 years. The Lion of Lebanon, Samir Banout, set a higher precedent in contest preparation in 1983 as he soared to victory in Munich, Germany. But his reign was not to continue, with an American newcomer who placed 3rd that year destined to usurp his crown. 1984 began the incredible era of Lee Haney, a man with the largest and most impressive body seen since Schwarzenegger. With incredible size and tiny structural joints, Haney would become every professional bodybuilder's worst nightmare. In 1991, he won his 8th consecutive Mr. Olympia, shattering Schwarzenegger's Mr. Olympia victory record. Helsinki, Finland was the setting for the 28th annual IFBB Mr. Olympia. In this icy land, far away from bodybuilding's beginnings at sunny Muscle Beach, 22 of the world's best bodybuilders traveled to compete. Among them, the Incredible Hulk, Lou Ferrigno, making his first appearance in 17 years. Lee Labrada, who had been runner-up twice to Haney, is back for vengeance. Sean Ray, who predicted as a teenager that someday he would win this title. Kevin Levrone, an impressive newcomer whose body size and shape are remarkable considering his mere 4 years of competition experience. And Dorian Yates, last year's runner-up. The British champion had been training in the seclusion of a basement London gym to make 1992 his destiny's fulfillment. This was the 1992 Mr. Olympia. ESPN is proud to bring you a unique and personal look at the top 10 bodybuilders in the world, including the amazing Lou Ferrigno. We'll follow their careers as they headed toward the 1992 Mr. Olympia and gain insight into their lives and a revealing persona of each of these amazing bodybuilders. Join us for a personal look at the Olympians of 1992.
If you're between 50 and 75, Norwich Union will insure you for life with no medical exam or health questions.
Even with my heart condition, I didn't need a medical to be insured.
And they didn't ask us any health questions.
Your guaranteed life insurance can cost as little as $20 a month. Depending on your age and the premium you choose, you could be covered for up to $25,000. And in case of a fatal accident, your benefit triples up to $75,000.
With the guaranteed life insurance plan, I'll have the affordable protection I need and my premiums will never go up.
Call this number now for your free personal enrollment kit. You're under no obligation, and no salesperson will visit. If you're between 50 and 75, you're automatically approved with no medical exam. Just call 1-800-263-9899. An operator is standing by to take your call now. That's 1-800-263-9899. Ask for operator 403.
When I played football, I always like to get the ball in a fourth down situation, and there's 4 seconds on the clock on the 4-yard line or something like that. It really makes you focus in on what you're trying to do, and you don't want to let anybody down.
Football was Sean Ray's first love, and he would eventually be the best running back in the history of El Dorado High School in Placentia, California, a local football powerhouse. While weight training as a high school sophomore, he met two-time Mr. Universe, John Brown, who quickly convinced young Sean that his potential in bodybuilding was just as great as the gridiron. 1987 was to be Ray's landmark year. At this point, he was a student at California State University at Fullerton, focusing as much on business and sociology as he was on his workouts. His priorities began to shift in May when he won the prestigious California Championships, a victory that put him in a position to contemplate greater things. Sean made the decision to travel to Atlantic City, New Jersey in October of '87 for the NPC National Championships. Only 21 years old, this was the first time he would venture into the toughest amateur contest in the country.
I'm kind of like a little kid in a candy store. Number one, I'm thrilled to be here competing against old veterans like these guys. And then number two, the reality of possibly knocking them off and moving on right by them in 1 year. This is where I'm at, so if I can do what I came here to do, I just really would be thrilled. It's not teenage anymore, which I was accustomed to competing in, which is confined to a certain category of people. This is anybody and everybody, and the best of the best.
Although he became a professional on his first attempt, Ray's pro career didn't begin as he had hoped due to the strain of traveling to numerous guest posings, an injury, and a suspension from competition in 1989. But Ray soon put his personal and training problems behind. He trained at the Gold's Gym in Placentia, California, and many times benefited with his partner, Troy Zuccolotto, who would himself go on to become national champion in 1989.
He's back, Mr. Sean Ray.
In February 1990, Ray re-entered competition and won the first Ironman Pro Invitational. But disaster struck Ray just a week later when he failed a drug test at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. IFBB officials stripped Ray of his title and the $60,000 purse. Rather than sulk, Ray concentrated on redemption and winning the first drug-tested Mr. Olympia in 1990.
Ohio for myself was a learning experience. This time around, I think they're taking the major precaution of getting the drug testing back prior to the contest, which is a major step to save face for a lot of the athletes and for the promoters as well.
Sean also began a familiar refrain, that his destiny was nothing less than to upset Lee Haney's dominance of the Mr. Olympia crown.
Records are made to be broken, but I mean, the one that is a spoiler usually is the one that's the most remembered. They'll forget about Lee Haney winning the Olympia 6 times in a row if he happens to get beaten by this year's underdog. I'm that underdog.
Ray came close to fulfilling his prediction with a third-place finish. He had trained harder than ever before and seemed confident that this would be the year. After careful consideration, he mapped out a game plan for victory in Helsinki. Once more, the young man with great potential, God-given shape, size, and symmetry has put his reputation on the line in the pursuit of that elusive Sandow Trophy.
The original Liquid Luster. You've seen the amazing TV demonstrations, the burning lighter fluid, the spray paint. Over 3 million satisfied customers have made the Liquid Luster decision. You can apply Liquid Luster in as little as 20 minutes. It lasts up to 6 months and can increase the value of your car by thousands of dollars. Liquid Luster removes oxidation from chrome, metal, even jewelry, and makes it shine in seconds. There's nothing on the market today that cleans, protects, and shines like Liquid Luster. And now, introducing Liquid Luster Car Wash Concentrate, the brand new car care formula that safely removes dirt, grease, and road tar and leaves a brilliant Liquid Luster shine. Liquid Luster Wax and Liquid Luster Car Wash Concentrate are available in the 16-ounce economy size and are specially priced at just $14.95 for the original Liquid Luster Wax and only $4.95 for Liquid Luster Car Wash Concentrate. Liquid Luster Car Care products are available at Canadian Tire, Kmart, Sears, Woolco, Real Canadian Superstore, and True Value stores.
Obviously, not everybody can be a champion, not everybody can get to Mr. Olympia, but I feel that bodybuilding could have a positive effect on anybody's life. It's something positive to put your energy into, and that's got to be a good thing.
Dorian Yates is the dark horse of bodybuilding who has taken the sport by surprise. Known as the Shadow or the British Bulldog, his rise in the sport began in a dark and troubled adolescence.
Well, you know, as like a lot of kids, I lacked direction in life, and I got into a little bit of trouble and things like that. I wouldn't say it was really too crazy, but you know, the usual things. You know, there was a lot of unemployment at the time in England, and I didn't have much direction in my life, so I spent a lot of time partying and drinking and things like that and getting into trouble. So when I started bodybuilding, it's something really, I felt, you know, something really positive that I could put my energy into.
Winning his first contest in 1985 at a body weight of 210 pounds, the unknown Yates was invited to compete on the British team at the World Games the next week. He went into seclusion for 2 years and re-emerged in 1988 to win the overall British title in 1988. Now a professional, Dorian was ready to prove himself against the best that America had to offer. But were the Yankees ready for him?
The Americans, they seem to be quite complacent and laid back, especially with their training. You know, whenever I go to America to train over there, it seems like I never see anybody really training very hard in the gyms, where back in England, you know, I think there's more of a working type ethic. The guys in the gym are really going for it and really training hard and everything like that. We might not have the sophisticated kind of facilities and so on that they have in the States, but I think there's a lot more, you know, there's a lot more heart and a lot more guts. I think they had it a little bit too easy in the States.
After taking second at the 1990 Night of the Champions, Dorian returned a year later to claim that title in New York. For perhaps the first time on stage, Haney had met his match in height and muscle weight. At the 1991 IFBB Mr Olympia, Yates actually outscored Haney in the muscularity round, and the two were tied going into the evening competition. While Haney had brought out insecurities in the best of contenders, Yates proved tough to break.
It's really been an advantage for me to train in England. Plus for myself, with my kind of personality, I'm a very private kind of person, so I don't really like to be in the limelight all the time. I like to go home, you know, in my own environment, with my own family, my own friends, and everything, where I feel comfortable, and just train there, and nobody knows what's going on, and I'm working day in, day out, all year round to improve my physique, and then I can pop up, you know, here like at the Mr Olympia, and everybody's going to be saying, well, what happened to this guy, you know, because they haven't seen me all year, so they're going to see the improvement.
While in the end, Haney edged out Yates for his 8th consecutive Olympia victory. The battle had been very close. Dorian returned to his dungeon-like temple gym, away from the light and publicity, the formula that has always worked for him.
I'm prepared psychologically to come here, even though it might be my first Mr Olympia contest, and people might think, well, he's going to be overawed by the occasion and intimidated. There's no way, you know, I'm prepared psychologically. I believe in myself, and, you know, I'm coming here to show everybody what I've done.
Alors ici c'est beaucoup plus développé. En France il y a très peu d'élite.
Bodybuilding is more developed in the United States, he was saying. because there's more professionals here. There's not that many in France. And, to go around here, it's a harder discipline to get involved in bodybuilding in the States.
Although a newcomer to the United States, Terry Pastel had been a successful professional bodybuilder in France under the WABA organization banner, a major force in bodybuilding on the European continent. After training just 4 years, Pastel won the 1987 and 88 World Championships. But it wasn't until he began competing in the United States as an IFBB athlete that he achieved international recognition. Terry earned an invitation to compete in the 1990 Dutch Grand Prix that followed the Mr Olympia.
Quand j'étais à Laurent, j'étais numéro 1.
In the WAP, he did very well. Although in the IFBB, he's coming up there. As you can see, he's won a Grand Prix last year, the last one of the year. And it's more structured in the IFBB, better organized. That's why he came over.
In 1991, Pastel planted himself in sunny Southern California and started preparing for the Ironman Pro Invitational. The transition helped his training, and he finished a respectable 4th place in a stiff lineup of veteran pros. At the 1992 Mr. Olympia, Pastel was a European favorite. The 5'4" French champion displayed his trademark muscle size, which was enhanced by genetically small joints. This gave him the appearance of holding an additional 20 pounds over his contest weight of 180. Perhaps Pastel's posing could be improved since his slow, classical style seems tame compared to the supercharged theatrics that have become commonplace in today's pro bodybuilding. We'll be right back with more of the Olympians of 1992.
When the decision is copiers, decide on Sharp. From high-speed, high-volume copying systems to compact copiers that let you add on as your office needs grow. And now, choosing Sharp has its special rewards. Buy a Sharp copier before May 31st and take your pick of a free bonus product from Sharp for your office. Call 1-800-56-SHARP for your nearest participating dealer, because one Sharp decision leads to another.
I think that in the past, the emphasis has been on size instead of quality. I think that is changing. I think that the steroid testing is going to help push things in that direction as well, where the athlete has to be well developed instead of just massively developed in a few areas.
Lee Labrada is the consummate underdog, a relatively small man in a sport traditionally dominated by tall men that weigh over 200 pounds. Labrada began training for junior high school sports, inspired by the physique of Steve Reeves in the Hercules films. By age 18, he had entered and won his first contest, the teenage Mr. Jacksonville, Florida. His family moved to Houston, where Labrada continued bodybuilding and earned a degree in engineering. He soon gained the mass necessary to compete at the national level by following the heavy-duty training advice of Mr. Universe Mike Menster, based on heavy weights and high intensity. At the 1985 Nationals in Miami, he earned professional status by winning the middleweight class at 5'5", 175 pounds. Many bodybuilding judges and fans thought it was over for Labrada, since the pro ranks have always been a big man's league. But a move to California with his new wife Robin put Labrada in a competitive environment of Muscle Beach every day of the week. It proved to be the right move, as Labrada went on to the 1990 Mr. Olympia and placed second to reigning king Lee Haney. That year, both the Mr. Olympia and Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic drug-tested every competitor, and this pushed factors to Labrada's advantage. Some of Labrada's rivals were down in size, and he came so close to dominating the event that when his second-place finish was announced, it was met with a chorus of booing. Instead of giving up, Lee trained with a vengeance for the 1991 Mr. Olympia in Orlando, Florida. He realized that winning the title just might be a waiting game.
Every time that I compete, I learn something about myself. It's forced me to do a lot of soul searching, and consequently, I have really gotten it together this year, mentally, physically, and spiritually, and I just feel like I'm really there.
Although he showed improved size and cuts, he had to settle for 4th place. With hulking men like Lee Haney and Dorian Yates now dominating, Labrada decided to alter his diet in quest of more size.
I do a very special type of nutrition, and this nutrition revolves around an engineered food called MedRx, which was developed in the United States by Dr. Connolly out of California. And I utilize this along with complex carbohydrates in my preparation for the contest.
For the 1992 Mr. Olympia, Labrada arrived in Helsinki at 190 pounds, his heaviest body weight ever, and just as conditioned as in his earlier lighter competitions. An altered diet helped Labrada maintain his heavy weight and in better condition than ever before.
I don't see why a competitor would have to have Lee Haney absent from a contest to still have motivation and drive and determination and want to win. Me wanting to win this show doesn't have to do with Lee Haney not being here. It has to do with this is the Olympia and I'm up against the best and I want to do my best.
New to the Olympia scene this year is rising star Kevin Levrone. Kevin's ascent to bodybuilding's top contest can be described as nothing short of spectacular. As a youth, Kevin remembers watching the muscle men in cartoons and wanting to be larger than life himself.
When I decided I wanted to be a bodybuilder, I decided that I would have to bring up everything in my physique, and I think that I've done that.
In his own words, Levrone pumps up the volume during his training sessions. Extremely heavy weights are always a part of his regimen. Levrone thinks nothing about bench pressing 600 pounds and squats in the 750-pound range. Obviously, his strength and training style matches the enormity of his 235-pound physique. Unlike those barbell mail-order advertisements, Levrone could be called a true master blaster. He is truly feared by all competing professionals for his rapid rise to the top of the sport, his amazing strength, and growing knowledge of how to improve his body toward his thirst to become Mr. Olympia.
USA.
Captain Nibbler, to the rescue! With cheese nibblers from McCain, the delicious, nutritious snack that satisfies your sudden hunger as only the taste of real cheese can. McCain makes nibblers from cheddar, mozzarella, Montreal, marble cheese, and convenient single snacks and multi-packs. So when you feel a snack attack coming on, grab a McCain cheese nibbler. Now available in pizza and nachos.
Password. Don't fake the funk on a nasty dunk.
ID? You're early.
But I'm ready.
Then prove it.
That's not enough. Oh, this must be a rookie thing or something.
Vince Taylor doesn't fit the typical bodybuilder stereotype. He's what you'd call a late bloomer, since he didn't begin training until the age of 27. He was living in Germany when touring Mr. Universe, John Brown, spotted the 150-pound Taylor and told him he had great potential as a bodybuilder.
I guess I can say for me, bodybuilding has given me more of a sense of direction. If you can excel in a sport, I was always active in high school, and after high school, I was lost because I had nothing else to do outside of major sports. Getting into bodybuilding was like something that I needed to do to fulfill a sport dream.
After winning a series of contests in Germany, Taylor yearned for a higher level of competition. In the fall of 1987, he returned to the United States to compete in the AAU Mr. America, at the time one of the most prestigious events in the country. Vince won the medium-tall height class in this esteemed event, but lost the overall to the sensation Richie Barretta, who was a shorter but also larger bodybuilder. Although Vince had torn a bicep muscle earlier that year and wasn't 100% certain of his abilities, he decided to go ahead and try the NPC National Championships several weeks afterward. Vince placed 4th in a tough light heavyweight class that was won by Sean Ray, but still lacked confidence in his own potential.
Being on stage with some of the best athletes that I could imagine, all the bodybuilding magazines I looked through, I saw all the top names walking around me, and sometimes I wondered, what am I doing here? But it was like, when it came down to the finals, I was really surprised I was among the top 15.
Surprised at his placing, Vince returned to the 1988 NPC National Championships in Atlanta, Georgia. This time, he won not only the light heavyweight class, but the overall title. Yet, he wasn't sure if there was a career for him in the sport.
I'm going to be coming back to America, and I want to try to keep going with bodybuilding, but it's going to take a little thought on how I'm going to do it. So right now, I just want to enjoy it this night.
Taylor's training routines include only light weights and high repetitions, unlike most professionals who maintain heavier weights in the winter-like off-season. It worked for Taylor, since each year he grew with greater muscle density, including lower fat levels, a key to impressing a contest judging panel. Taylor made a tremendous impression at the 1991 Mr. Olympia, not only by virtue of his third-place finish, but by his Terminator posing routine, which featured robotics, lip-syncing, and sound effects.
I put together a pretty good pose routine, I thought, this time around at the Olympia. It was time for a change. I knew that the way I was posing was acceptable for 1989, 1990, but, you know, when they saw me, they were kind of like characteristic-wise, knowing what I was going to do, very ballad movement, slow movement. And I thought if there was something else you could do, but we're kind of got our hands tied in the men's. We can't do all the expressional pose like the women do, because then we consider it not so masculine.
Having placed 3rd at the 1991 Mr. Olympia, Taylor knew that a lot was expected of him in 1992, especially since this was the first time in 9 years that the Predator Lee Haney would not compete. The field was open, and Taylor could return back to America as the new Mr. Olympia.
1, 2, 3, 4. Don't call it a comeback.
Everybody comes here to win. Nobody comes here to take 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th. You know, if that's the case, you might as well buy a ticket and watch the show.
Ron Love is the only active pro that began competing at the same time as 8-time Mr. Olympia Lee Haney. Unfortunately, his bodybuilding career has not been as consistent. In 1975, Love began lifting weights when a gunshot wound in the leg made his participation in recreational basketball impossible. Within 2 years, he competed at the Michigan State Championships, placing 9th. It took 6 attempts to win the title. Love repeated this pattern of improvement by winning the heavyweight and overall titles at the 1985 NPC National Championships, the highest amateur-level event in America. With his win, Love became a professional. After many attempts, he finally won his first professional event at the 1989 IFBB Niagara Falls Pro Invitational. Since then, Love has trained instinctively with constant growth. Many of his training concepts came from the guidance of trainer John Perillo from nearby Cincinnati.
Don't use your delts, use your chest.
As with many amateur and professional stars, Perillo would advise Love on new training techniques, both for growth and condition. Since 1989, Love has consistently placed just below the top 10 at each year's Olympia contest. With so many up-and-coming faces in the sport, he believes he has been overlooked at times due to a lack of exposure.
I'm not sure. I know this year I haven't been around that much, as far as the magazines go. I'm not sure if that's one of the reasons why the judges didn't give me a good look or how I look compared to the rest of the competitors. But from some of the comments I get, I thought some people thought I should have been compared quite a bit more.
Whether anyone else besides Love believes he's been overlooked, the fact remains that he has established himself as a familiar and persevering figure at the Mr. Olympia event. Just ahead, the Incredible Hulk, Lou Ferrigno.
TSN Sports Bag. Not everyone has one. Here's your shot of the best kept secret in sports. The TSN Sports Bag, made of durable nylon. This water-resistant bag makes a great gift idea. To order, call toll-free 1-800-667-8763. Yours for only $29.99 plus $5 shipping and handling. The TSN Sports Bag is quality guaranteed. So order now while supplies last at 1-800-667-8763. Please have your credit card ready when you call.
The last Mr. Olympia contest, it was great to be on stage, but easier than I expected. Because it's been 17 years, and I've been very nervous, wondering what it's like to be on stage again.
Lou Ferrigno was a teenage bodybuilding sensation, over 6'2" and weighing 250 pounds. He started competing by winning the 1971 Teenage Mr. America before taking 2 Mr. Universe crowns and a second place to Arnold Schwarzenegger at the 1974 Mr. Olympia. Still only 22 years old, Lou was many times taunted by Schwarzenegger, all in good-spirited competitiveness. The movie Pumping Iron made Ferrigno a star by detailing his training for the 1975 Mr. Olympia. While in Los Angeles and training for the 1976 Mr. Olympia, Ferrigno was offered a television role as the Incredible Hulk, and his competitive career was put on hold.
I retired at the time I did the movie Pumping Iron. I never had a chance to win the Olympia, so it was unfinished because, of course, I left to go into show business. And I've watched competition grow throughout the years, and I always loved to be on the stage. And I felt that maybe someday when the time is ready, I'll compete again. I never told anyone this because I love competing. I love bodybuilding, and it makes me feel good. So this comeback has been a wonderful experience for me.
When the word in Muscle Beach, California, was that Ferrigno would return to competition after a 17-year absence, there was serious doubt that Ferrigno would be able to compare to the physiques of today's generation of professional bodybuilders. The sport had changed dramatically since the 70s. Training methods had advanced, and bodybuilding judging moved away from a bigger-is-better criteria. Instead, a refined contest appearance would score better. But it was not these changes that bothered Ferrigno. After all, he was a veteran trainer.
20 years ago, you had kind of like a team effort. Today, there's a lot of money involved. There's a little more animosity. You don't have that blood, sweat, and tears together in a group. They train together. And I wanted to bring that back because if you go to the gym today, you see the champs train. You don't get that excited. There's maybe one of very few guys that would get you excited and motivated when you train. 20 years ago, you had Frank Dane, you had Arnold, you had Franco. You walk in the gym, it's like a powerhouse. Today, it's like, 1, 2. I like to train hardcore. I like to go all out, 100%. This is me. That is bodybuilding. Mr. Olympia is the big boys. You want 250, you want 300 pounds. That's bodybuilding. Freak, massive. That's where I want to look. I love looking like this. I don't want to be 230 pounds and I look like, you know, like, I mean, I just want to come out, bam, you know, total 23-inch arm, 50-inch chest, like bringing the comic book hero to life, like the Hulk. That's what they want to see. It gets people excited. That's what people buy tickets for. Competition improves so much, but I think I had to spend 1 year to build the size I have now. Plus, I had to overcome 2 surgeries. I had carpal tunnel syndrome. It was like a setback. I feel another year of training would give me that quality, that density, because you need 2 full years. I've been at it for 17 years. I think 1 more year, I'll be unbeatable.
Whatever Ferrigno's placing in the 1992 Mr. Olympia, he has earned a permanent mark in the annals of bodybuilding greats.
The days of thunder, an open road that holds no speed limits, where high performance is more than untamed horsepower, and life in the fast lane can either make or break you. This is NASCAR Thunder, NASCAR Auto Racing on TSN. Grab Winston Cup excitement at the Trans-South Financial 500 Monday, 8 Eastern, and feel NASCAR Thunder on Real TV, TSN.
New Zealand-born Sonny Schmidt found his way into the sport of bodybuilding not by choice, but by chance. Raised in Western Samoa, Sonny left the island paradise at the age of 17 and returned to New Zealand in hopes of pursuing a career in boxing. A shoulder injury put boxing on hold, and he decided to rehabilitate the injury through weight training rather than surgery. Within 5 months, Sonny had impressed those around him so much that they pushed him into doing his first contest. In 1982, Sonny moved to Australia, where he won the Mr. Gold Coast middleweight and overall titles. He had no knowledge of proper training or nutritional supplementation, and only continued competing at the urging of gym members. Sonny decided to take a chance in the sport, and in 1985, quit his job to pursue bodybuilding full-time. Sonny would make the transition from amateur to professional status by representing Australia in the 1989 Grand Prix, placing 7th against some of bodybuilding's top professionals. With the wheels of success rolling beneath him, Sonny decided to travel to America, where the real action was to be found. After a tornado-like amateur winning streak in Australia, Sonny Schmidt decided to move to America to pursue his dream of becoming a professional bodybuilder.
I think in America it's all a fast place, but it's better than any other country. I've been for training because everyone's on sport and much faster than any country.
The mammoth-like 5'9" Schmidt competed in 5 professional shows in his first year, each time leaving an impressive mark upon both judges and competitors. By his second-place achievements at the San Jose, Niagara Falls, and New York Pro shows, Schmidt would fulfill his friends' predictions by qualifying for the 1991 Mr. Olympia in Orlando, Florida. Since his first contest in 1981, Sonny had added nearly 60 pounds of muscle. While being in his most impeccable condition to date, one thing hadn't changed. His self-confidence still did not appear to match the strength of his physique.
When I look at those guys, man, you know, they're from different country, the best in the world. So, and myself too, but getting nervous, you know. So, we'll see what happens in the end.
When the results were announced, Schmidt landed a 6th place showing. Quite an amazing feat for a first-time Olympia contender, and for someone who once believed he had no future in bodybuilding.
You feel really comfortable, but not quite, because they're the best in the world, you know. This is my first Olympia, and I'm really excited about it.
Clearly, it is this way of thinking that has awarded Sonny another successful year in 1992. With an impressive 3rd-place finish at the Arnold Classic, the largest pro event besides the Olympia, Sonny proved that he was ready to storm the stage in Helsinki and demonstrate to the judges and audiences why he is known as the Thunder from Down Under.
Non, parce que le jugement est fait par rapport à notre...
It doesn't affect anything, and he can beat the best in the world, and with the symmetry he has and all the quality of muscle he has right now in his body.
Short bodybuilders have always had the reputation of being scrappy little fighters. No one deserves that reputation more than the Algerian athlete Mohamed Benaziza. Benaziza started into sports as an avid soccer player, but with his short stature, he started weightlifting to gain respect. Soccer was just not for him. After just a few years of training, Benaziza had developed his body enough to impress Algerian government officials to send him to represent the country at the 1987 Mr. Universe. In his first bodybuilding contest, Momo, as he liked to be called, won the lightweight class and earned professional status. In 1988, he arrived at the Mr. Olympia in Los Angeles, a full 25 pounds heavier, a shocking 180 pounds on a mere 5'2" body. Many bodybuilding fans felt he was overlooked by finishing in 11th place. However, at the 1989 Mr. Olympia in Italy, his tremendous development was rewarded with a 5th place award. Benaziza showed his first real promise at the 1990 Night of the Champions, a prestigious annual pro show in New York City, winning over a field that included Brit Dorian Yates and the popular American star bodybuilder Eddie Robinson. Benaziza's career took a bad turn when he tested positive for drugs, along with several others, at the first tested Mr. Olympia in September 1990. Despite public displeasure with his disqualification, Benaziza persevered and returned to the stage at the first pro show in the 1991 season, the Ironman Invitational. Because a knee injury had hampered Benaziza's training, he failed to show the lean, low-fat condition necessary to win and placed a disappointing ninth. His problems multiplied when a French police investigation into drug possession kept him from competing in the 1991 Mr. Olympia. Despite the investigation, Benaziza continued training and grew even more, adding another 20 pounds to an already massive physique. His drive to train and compete professionally was unique to most bodybuilders. Although Benaziza was world-renowned in the domain of bodybuilding, his family was still in Algeria, living in poor, austere conditions. Most of Benaziza's prize money and exhibition earnings were sent home to help support his parents. So with his performance at the 1992 Mr. Olympia, a lot more was at stake than just the accolades that come with winning the $100,000 first place award. Throughout the preliminaries, Benaziza was called out for judging comparisons and always placed among what the audience felt would be the top 5 at the end of the day. More from the 1992 Mr. Olympia after these short messages.
If you're between 50 and 75, Norwich Union will insure you for life with no medical exam or health questions.
Even with my heart condition, I didn't need a medical to be insured.
And they didn't ask us any health questions.
Your guaranteed life insurance can cost as little as $20 a month. Depending on your age and the premium you choose, you could be covered for up to $25,000. And in case of a fatal accident, your benefit triples up to $75,000.
With the guaranteed life insurance plan, I'll have the affordable protection I need, and my premiums will never go up.
Call this number now for your free personal enrollment kit. You're under no obligation, and no salesperson will visit. If you're between 50 and 75, you're automatically approved with no medical exam. Just call 1-800-263-9899. An operator is standing by to take your call now. That's 1-800-263-9899. Ask for operator 403.
And not more than 8 or 9 years ago, I stepped on this very stage at 154 p.m. Oh my goodness. 154 p.m. I in the Louisville contest.
What the hell you been eating, man?
Thanks a lot of peanut butter. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make, that if a young kid, 154 pounds and 21 years old, can make his dream come true and always and become a pro, then that means each and every one of you, regardless of what the dream is, whether it's a pro bodybuilder, golfer, or bowler, then I really want to be deep down inside, you can make it come true. So believe in yourself and work hard and your dreams will come true.
It all began for Porter Cottrell in a Kentucky drive-in. The movie was Hercules, featuring Steve Reeves. 3 years later, when Cottrell was 11 years old and inspired by the attractive Reeves physique, he began training using a mail-order 110-pound concrete weight set in his backyard. Soon, Cottrell began to learn more about the sport, and by the time he was 21, he started to compete. At a contest weight of 154 pounds, Cottrell entered the 1983 Mr. Louisville and took second place in the lightweight division. A year and 31 pounds of muscle later, Cottrell returned and won the light heavyweight and overall titles. Eager to have a sound financial future, Cottrell took a hiatus from competition and entered the Louisville Fire Academy. Soon he was a firefighter and could now fulfill his lifelong ambition to help people and the community. But in the meantime, Cottrell continued to bodybuild, along with his sights set on a national level event. In 1988, Cottrell returned and won his first big show, the NPC Junior Nationals in Chicago. This was a challenge, since very few bodybuilders win a national level competition in their first attempt.
Keep the drive within your heart. That's my sight right there. And wanting it. You've got to want it. You've got to want it. If you don't want it, you don't have the drive. And if you don't have the drive, you're not going to succeed.
It looks like you had it, because now you have it and you have it all.
Very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
At the 1992 Niagara Falls Pro Invitational, the 30-year-old Cottrell couldn't help but worry about how he would compare in his first pro show.
My nerves have been shot. I mean, my stomach's been killing me. I know it's from nerves. You know, I admired Nimrod King, J.J. Marsh, Henderson Thorne, a lot of the others. And, you know, and here I am, Albert Beckles, standing right in front of me, posing, you know, that I've looked at since I was 12 years old. It has a big bearing on me. You know, that was up when I was on stage. That was running through my mind continuously, you know. But I said, well, you better step back and try to concentrate on what you're doing instead of, you know, fantasizing or dreaming, daydreaming.
Porter's worries were needless. He won in Niagara Falls, then the Chicago Return of the Champions the following week, and placed second at the Night of the Champions the next weekend. At the 1992 Mr. Olympia, Cottrell was considered a sleeper among the veteran professionals. This was his first attempt, but unlike many other pros, he was committed to striking into the top 10. He trained twice a day for 4 months straight at the Fitness Factory in Louisville. With most bodybuilders, putting on weight and size helps improve their chances of winning at higher levels of competition. But at the Mr. Olympia, Cottrell actually stayed at near the same body weight as when he became national champion a year earlier. The winner is announced next at the 1992 Mr. Olympia.
Marnie McBean, Olympic gold medal rower.
Training's hard on my perm. I've tried some separate shampoos and conditioners. They just make it limp and flat.
Introducing a breakthrough for permed or colored hair. New Pert Plus Revitalizing Formula. It's specially made to provide balanced conditioning that leaves your perm fuller than some shampoo and conditioners.
Pert Plus is great news for my perm. It's fuller and more manageable. You've got to try new Pert Plus. It's breakthrough care for permed or colored hair.
Over 50 years ago, a group of hunters started Ducks Unlimited. They were concerned about the future of ducks and geese. But times have changed, and we've grown. We're still Ducks Unlimited, but we're much more. We're conservationists, biologists, agrologists, and educators. We specialize in protecting all kinds of plants and animals. Ducks Unlimited, over 50 years commitment to creating a better world.
After the grueling hours of prejudging earlier in the day and 22 individual posing routines, the judges had narrowed their decisions down to just 6 men: Lee Bravo, Sean Ray, Dorian Yates, Vince Taylor, Kevin Lebroni, and Mohammed Benaziza. After having one last look at them in the mandatory poses, a pose down was called. Each jostled for position to showcase their best poses and give the judges one last chance to decide in their favor. Each man stood nervously awaiting the decision. A new Mr. Olympia was about to be crowned.
Okay, gentlemen, relax. Relax, gentlemen. Here we go. A new Mr. Olympia will be crowned tonight in 6th place, with the award being given out by Hamid Syed El Kindi of Dubai. And he will take a $12,000 check and bring it to Vince Taylor. In 5th place, give it to Mohammed Benaziza. Fourth place, a check for $25,000. Give it to Sean Ray. Third place award. You'll be getting the Joe Weider Mr. Olympia bronze medal, the Sandow bronze medal, and a check for $30,000 being presented by Yohani Avalin of Alexium Gym right here in Helsinki. And Yohani will take that third place check and give it to Lila Brada. Second place received the silver Joe Weider Mr. Olympia medal, the silver Sandow medal, and a check for $50,000. And give it to Kevin Lebroni.
And so Dorian Yates became the 9th man in history to earn the title of Mr. Olympia after the 8-year Lee Haney empire had ended. The 28th Mr. Olympia came to an end in Helsinki, Finland, and bodybuilding's history pages marked another new chapter. Whether or not Dorian Yates will dominate the sport like Schwarzenegger and Haney before him remains to be seen. Yet to win this, the ultimate of titles, is the supreme reward unto itself, a personal conquest and a mounting challenge. The 1993 Mr. Olympia Championship comes to Atlanta on September 11th, and Musclemania returns to Philadelphia on September 18th.
$100,000 will be the president of the IFBB, Ben Weider.
3 weeks after the 1992 Mr. Olympia event, Mohammed Benaziza passed away. He was one of professional bodybuilding's most accomplished athletes and finest ambassador. He will be remembered by his family and his sport.